Hi everyone, it's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to make a card with Big on Birthdays. This is a stamp set that you can find in our annual catalog, and one of the things that I love about it is that it has really big sentiments. So the sentiment will take up a lot of real estate on your card, and there's just a little bit of coloring with some of the sentiments, but you can do that with markers. So it's nice, quick, and easy. Make some great cards, and I have a super good design for you that is going to make this so fun, fast, and simple. So this is the card we're going to make, and you can see again that the sentiment takes up quite a bit of room, but yet we still have room for sparkly washi tape. We still have room to put a little baker's twine on here to embellish it, and then also there's still plenty of room to show off this gorgeous designer series paper that's in our occasions catalog. So I love the card. I'm anxious to share it with you. Thank you again for joining me, and let's get started. All right, let's get started. Here's the card we're going to make. I'm going to give you a nice close-up of it, and you can see that we have the sparkly washi tape here, the foiled background paper, the little bit of our baker's twine up here, a cute little bow, a little bit of markering, and then the inside says, "It's your day." And again, a little bit of accent here with the designer series paper. So to review, we're going to use the Sweet Soiree specialty designer series paper that has a little bit of foil on every single paper, and we'll go ahead and use this one here that uses the Marina Mist background. And then we are going to use the Big on Birthdays stamp set. Again, this is in the annual catalog, this is in the spring catalog. So let's go ahead now and make this card, and we're going to start with a piece of thick Whisper White paper. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead, fold along the score line, and I'll use my bone folder to give this a good press, and that way the card will lie flat for us while we're working with it. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside panel, and I'm just going to bring my Stampin' mat into the picture for that. We'll open this up, and then I'm going to ink up "It's Your Day" with the bow, which I've actually put all on one stamp. It just makes it so easy. We'll ink that up in our Marina Mist. We'll center this in right here, give that a press, and that is done. Now for the bottom portion here, we just want to add a little tie-in to the front of the card. That will be with a 3/4 inch by 4 inch piece of the designer series paper. And we're just going to go ahead and add a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue to the back here. And then we'll set this down right here. And just wiggle that into place so it's nice and centered. And the inside panel is done. Now we can set this aside because we're not going to need it for a little bit. The next little bit of stamping we are going to do is on a piece of Whisper White paper. This is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And again, we're just going to put it on our Stampin' mat. We're going to get our block here that has our large happy birthday on it. We're going to ink it all up with Marina Mist, and then we're going to flip it over and center it into this Whisper White panel. And once you have it centered in, just press it down and give it a chance for the ink to soak into the paper. If you pull it away too quickly, you may not have the best image. And there we go, that looks great. Now we can go ahead and do a little markering on this, and the two markers that I'm using are Old Olive from our Brights marker set and Flirty Flamingo from our 2016-18 In Color marker set. And so I'm just going to go ahead and we are going to color in these little roses with the Flirty Flamingo. And then we can go ahead and color in the little leaves with our Old Olive. All right, I did speed through some of that so that you wouldn't have to watch me take the time to do that, but this is what it looks like when you have everything colored in, and it really doesn't take that long. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the sentiment directly over the top of a piece of designer series paper. This designer series paper again is from our Sweet Soiree specialty designer series pack, and it's 4 1/4 by 5.5. To put this on, I am just going to use some snail adhesive, and we're going to set this in so that it's about, oh, I don't know, maybe about 1 inch from the top. And then once you have that lined up so it looks nice and square to you, you just press it down. All right, that looks good. Now we can go ahead and add our washi tape. So I'm going to use the Mist and Magic sparkling washi tape, and I am going to just pull this out, and we'll set this so that it's about halfway up onto that white panel, and then just give that a good press, tear it off, and then you can just flip it over and trim it flush to the card panel. So we'll just take our paper snips here and trim these edges of the washi tape. Then what I like to do is just give it another press. This is called burnishing, and that will make it stay quite secure to your card. The next thing we're going to do is add some Flirty Flamingo Baker's Twine. So I'm just going to figure out about how much I need to make a bow, and then I'll leave that off on the right side here, and then I'm going to wrap it around twice. We want a little bit of depth to this, and then we are going to figure out about how much we need to make that bow. We'll cut it off, and then we're going to tie it in a knot. And then once we have it in a knot, we can go ahead and make the bow. The knot provides some stability while you're working with it, and so now I can go ahead and finish this off with my bow. And that looks fantastic. So then you can take another little paper snip here and trim that off. Now the reason my paper snip, I was struggling with that other one, is because I have one that I use for cutting paper, and of course once you have a paper snip designated for paper, it doesn't work so well for cutting ribbon because the edges are a little bit dulled. So what I like to do, and I didn't have it handy the first time, is I like to put a little bit of a ribbon on one of my paper snips that I use only for cutting ribbon, and that stays nice and sharp then just for the ribbon pieces or the baker's twine that I'm using. So this looks so pretty and cute, and now it's ready for your card. So we're going to bring the card base and we're going to flip this over, and we're just going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue and stick this down. Now we're going to flip that over, and we're going to put this right here on the front of our card, and you can just wiggle that into place so everything is positioned really nicely. And there you have it. The card is done, and it took hardly any time at all thanks to that large sentiment that we used. And here is the one I just did. Here's the one that I started with. So thank you so much for being a part of my Stamping to Share community. I truly appreciate you. If you'd like to place a product order, be sure to visit my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com, and I have links there for you to shop in my online store. Have a great day. Bye-bye.